Demi Moore is facing serious backlash, and honestly, it's about time someone called her out. While the spotlight's been fixated on Diddy's scandals, Demi's name quietly ignited its own firestorm. Far from a passive partygoer, leaked footage reveals her entangled in some highly questionable moments with guests much younger than herself. Now she's upset that her darker side is finally public, but honestly, none of this comes as a surprise. This is Demi Moore we're talking about. For years, long before Ashton Kutcher entered the picture, she's been known for her wild lifestyle and penchant for much younger men. Remember when she openly admitted to loving someone when he was just 13? Yeah, it's that controversial. Adding fuel to the fire, Jaguar Wright even accused her of treating Ashton like a revolving door, allegedly passing him back and forth between herself and her daughter like some shared possession. It's messy, it's juicy, and it's a glimpse into a decades-long pattern that no one should be shocked to see exposed now. Before you dismiss this as gossip, the facts speak for themselves. Demi's own daughter confessed to having a major crush on Ashton Kutcher, even while he was marrying her mother. Remember Ashton's whirlwind romance with Mila Kunis on that 70s show? They split mysteriously right after he started hanging out with Diddy. Then came the high-profile marriage to Demi Moore, a relationship many say drained him emotionally and otherwise. To complicate things further, rumors swirl that Ashton sought solace in inappropriate encounters involving Demi's daughters. Now, with new images from Diddy's infamous Wild Nights party surfacing, Demi finds herself exposed and furious, and it seems the family pattern runs deep. The daughters appear to be treading the same wild path their mother once blazed. All right, let's untangle this mess step by step. First, it's no surprise Demi's name is popping up in court, her own. Daughters have already aired some of her dirty laundry before. Moving on, I used to wrestle with feelings of doubt, like imposter syndrome creeping in, wondering if I really had what it takes. As for work, I haven't shared any scenes with her yet, but here's the twist. She's actually staying with me at my place. That alone makes things pretty interesting. Just the other day, I came back from a short trip to find the rugs rearranged, new flower pots scattered around, and fresh kitchen gadgets making their debut. It was a rare and memorable family outing. For Demi Moore, who showed up alongside all three of her daughters at Vanity Fair's Oscars party on Sunday night. The moment felt truly iconic. Tula and Scout Willis stood proudly next to their mom before making their way into the star-studded event. But behind the glitz, whispers have been swirling. One of Demi's daughters recently called her out, linking her to the wild parties thrown by P. Diddy and Ashton Kutcher, and revealing startling details about her mom's alleged role in some of Hollywood's most infamous gatherings. While this revelation might finally confirm long-held rumors, the fact remains that Demi Moore's name has been shadowed by industry secrets for years. To truly grasp the depth of Demi Moore's connection to P. Diddy, we need to take a step back and revisit where it all began. Let's dive into Demi's past relationships. Once you do, a clear pattern starts to emerge. Demi Moore isn't just a familiar name in Hollywood. She was once the reigning queen of the acting world, commanding attention and respect like royalty. We're talking true icon status here. Even now, Demi Moore carries the same energy and drive she had in the 90s, amassing a collection of accolades that includes a Golden Globe and an Emmy, just a snapshot of the treasures on her award shelf. At 62, she's still radiating that unmistakable spark. And last night's Golden Globes appearance was far from a one-off. It's another chapter in a long, dazzling career. Over the past 40 years, Demi Moore has been a fixture in Hollywood, starring in countless box office hits starting with 1985's St. Elmo's Fire. When it comes to her romantic life, Demi has walked down the aisle 3 times, but it was her second marriage, to fellow star Bruce Willis, that really captured the public's attention. Together, they raised 3 daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tula. Although their marriage ended in 2000, they maintained a strong co-parenting bond, always prioritizing their girls. Their whirlwind relationship saw them meet, marry, and start a family all within 4 months, followed by a decade filled with raising kids, making 33 films, and ultimately drifting apart. Determined to keep her family first, Demi's love story took another headline-making twist when she met Ashton Kutcher at a dinner party in 2003. Their romance ignited quickly, setting off a media frenzy. The 15-year age gap between them became the talk of Hollywood. Many questioned the relationship, uncomfortable with a woman being significantly older than her partner. But this wasn't unfamiliar territory for Demi. Age gap relationships have always been part of her narrative. After Ashton, she dated Sean Friday, who was 24 years her junior, and later chef Daniel Hum, who also had a 15-year age difference with her. Despite the public scrutiny, Demi and Ashton stayed committed. She later spoke about how Ashton made her feel secure and accepted her past, including her history with Bruce Willis. Plus, Ashton connected well with her children, which was a big bonus. 2 years into their relationship, they tied the knot, brushing aside the critics and tabloid buzz. Demi reflected, "I was safe. I had money. He loved my children. It wasn't something he feared. He seemed comfortable with the presence of my ex-husband. I felt like I wasn't carrying baggage. I had trunks." However, while Demi may have shrugged off the backlash, her daughters felt the impact deeply. Rumer and Tula Willis have openly discussed how their mother's complicated personal life left emotional scars. Rumer got candid during an episode of Red Table Talk with Jada Pinkett Smith, revealing how Demi's struggles with addiction, depression, and anxiety affected her self-esteem. She admitted that seeing her mom wrestle with her own demons shaped a distorted view of herself. No matter how much Rumer changed her appearance, she felt a persistent sense of being unloved. Demi's inner turmoil didn't stay confined to her. It spilled over into her children's lives. Rumer explained that a child can't truly absorb self-love if their parent struggles to love themselves. This created a deep-seated feeling of unworthiness, where love felt something to be earned rather than freely given. Tula, the youngest, also opened up about the emotional distance that grew between her and Demi, especially as Demi kept parts of her past hidden. That silence only widened the gap. By age 15, Tula had already started to turn to alcohol, echoing a painful pattern from her mother's past. The family eventually rallied to support her, with Tula moving back in with Demi and starting therapy to break free from the cycle. "We didn't talk about these things," she shared. "I felt like my mom chose to hold back parts of her past, which made me feel distant from her. I didn't really know her." Rumer added more in a chat with Howard Stern, revealing that Ashton Kutcher was once her childhood crush. She had posters of him all over her room before her mom started dating him, which made the whole situation awkward. Still, she gave Demi credit for landing someone like Ashton. "You used to have posters of Ashton, right?" Stern asked. "Yeah," Rumer replied. "He was definitely one of the hot ones on the wall." At first, it definitely felt a bit strange for Rumer, but she quickly grew to respect Ashton, recognizing what a wonderful stepfather he was. Her perspective shifted faster than she expected. When asked if she took down his poster from her room, she admitted she did, though the question lingered. How long does it really take to put that behind you? Despite the ups and downs in her relationship with Demi, Rumer acknowledged a deep admiration for her mother's resilience and strength. Surprisingly, Rumer and Ashton managed to maintain a friendship even after Demi and Ashton's divorce and his new chapter with Mila Kunis. Reflecting on those early days, Rumer admitted she initially doubted their relationship. Protective of her mom, she thought, "This just can't work. It's not going to happen." That instinct to shield her mother shaped her skepticism from the start. Demi Moore's complex personal and professional life is deeply intertwined. With Ashton Kutcher, whose ongoing connection to Puff Daddy, now facing serious legal allegations related to wild parties rife with abuse and exploitation, has cast a shadow over them both. Despite Ashton's admitted attendance at numerous notorious events and his close friendship with Diddy, he has remained tight-lipped about what occurred, fueling suspicion about his involvement. This controversy is further complicated by resurfaced footage showing a young, underage Davy Chase being invited by Diddy to one of these parties, with Ashton silently present, raising uncomfortable questions. Meanwhile, Demi's own past reveals profound pain, including a childhood marked by exploitation, which inspired her and Ashton to co-found Thorn, an organization fighting child abuse. However, Ashton's close ties to problematic figures and his and Demi's previous public support of controversial individuals like Danny Masterson have led to widespread criticism and a tarnished image for their advocacy. Together, these tangled relationships and scandals have blurred the lines between personal loyalties and public responsibility, casting doubt on their efforts and leaving their reputations deeply compromised. Despite the whirlwind of controversies surrounding Demi Moore, she has remained strikingly open about her tumultuous marriage to Ashton Kutcher. She admits she was utterly captivated by him, so much so that her feelings bordered on obsession, resembling an addiction more than love. Demi was willing to move mountains to make him happy, but that devotion came at a significant personal cost over time. Demi confessed that she lost sight of what truly mattered, her family, and the burden this placed on Ashton was significant. She revealed how she constantly pushed herself to match Ashton's youthful, party-driven lifestyle, a scene he was deeply immersed in. Unfortunately, this pressure pulled Demi back into old patterns, causing her to break her sobriety as she struggled to keep up and make him happy. Demi Moore has been remarkably candid about one of the most challenging and painful periods in her marriage to Ashton Kutcher, revealing deeply personal details that shed light on the complex dynamics between them. Among the more striking revelations was Ashton's suggestion to explore threesomes, a fantasy he openly shared with Demi. In her desire to please him and maintain their connection, Demi reluctantly agreed to participate, even though it pushed her far beyond her own comfort zone. This decision, made from a place of trying to fulfill what she believed Ashton wanted, ultimately left her grappling with profound regret and emotional turmoil. She has since spoken openly about how this experience was less about genuine desire and more about trying to hold on to a relationship that was slipping away. In doing so, Demi compromised her own boundaries, losing sight of her own needs and well-being in the process. This episode is emblematic of a broader imbalance in their relationship. Ashton appeared to be firmly entrenched in a carefree, bachelor lifestyle, a whirlwind of parties, youthful energy, and a social scene that Demi found difficult to match. While she attempted to keep pace with his lifestyle, it became increasingly clear that their rhythms were out of sync. Ashton's relentless drive to live out his bachelor fantasy put immense pressure on Demi, who struggled to reconcile her own identity with the demands of his world. This disconnect only widened the emotional gap between them, leading to feelings of isolation and disillusionment. As whispers of Ashton's infidelity began to surface, it was clear that their marriage was on shaky ground. Rumors circulated repeatedly, not just once but on several occasions, painting a picture of a relationship strained by broken trust and betrayals. The inevitability of their breakup was something many observers had anticipated. When Demi confronted Ashton about the allegations, his immediate admission left her both stunned and hurt, her reaction bluntly capturing the sense of disbelief and betrayal. "Are you kidding me?" This moment of raw honesty and confrontation serves as a critical turning point in her narrative, highlighting the emotional wreckage left in the wake of their fractured marriage. Demi's memoir, Inside Out, delves deeply into this turbulent chapter of her life, using it as a vehicle for healing and self-discovery. The book provides readers with an unfiltered look at her struggles, not only with the collapse of her marriage, but also with the lingering shadows of past trauma, addiction, and emotional pain. Writing the memoir was a courageous step for Demi, allowing her to process the chaos that defined much of her personal life and to reclaim her story on her own terms. Through her vulnerability, she invites readers to understand the complexities of love, loss, and the difficult choices that come with trying to maintain a relationship amidst profound personal challenges. Ultimately, Demi Moore's reflections on her marriage to Ashton Kutcher reveal the painful consequences of sacrificing oneself to hold on to love, the difficulties of navigating mismatched desires and lifestyles, and the power of confronting one's past to find a path forward. Her story is a testament to resilience and the ongoing journey toward healing and self-acceptance. It's evident how a parent's trauma can ripple through generations, just as Demi's own struggles, shaped by her mother's mistakes, cast a shadow over her daughter's lives. This cycle is like a chain reaction. Once one link breaks, the rest inevitably follow. Demi reflects that sharing her story didn't always capture the full context behind the pain her daughters felt, especially during times when they distanced themselves from her, making it harder to truly understand their experience. That was a raw and honest glimpse into Demi's journey. What's your take on this tangled mess? Do you think Demi played any part in the shady Diddy party scandals? Was she aware of the darker side of those wild nights with Ashton and Diddy lurking behind the scenes? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear from you. And be sure to tune in next time, because we're diving even deeper into Hollywood's craziest stories.